alive in 1978? One, two, okay. But you weren't 15. Okay. I was 15. I got that game and I was absolute. What was it? You know what? It was the Atari from home TV. Anyone know what the game was? Played for hours. For hours. I was hooked. That progressed on to what began to happen was arcades soon after. Right? Anyone go to any OG arcades? What do you play at OG arcades? Oh, see? Okay, so what did I just say earlier? Galaga is my game. I mastered that game. Two games I mastered. Asteroids and Galaga. I was hooked. I was the guy in stonewashed long jeans shorts, right, sitting there playing for hours. But I used to work at a pizza place. And at this pizza place, they had Asteroid. This one little simple experience changed my perspective on gaming. I was already hooked, right? But this changed my perspective forever. I was playing Asteroids on a lunch break. Anyone ever play Asteroids? Nobody. Okay. When you really get a lot of lives, what happens at the top of the screen? What do you get? Extra ships, right? This little boy walks up to me, probably maybe a little bit older than this guy, right? He walks up to me and he's watching me play, right? And so I get to where my break is over. I have an entire screen of ships across the top. I'm just dominated. This little boy, I look at this little boy and I say, hey, ask your mom and dad if it's okay and I'll let you take over and play. So he looks over, his mom and dad, right? They can hear me saying, since it comes to place. And so they said, yes, he looks at me with what? His face of what? Yeah, you already, right? Like wonder. Now, he got completely decimated. But that look forever changed my life. Because I realized that time as a game bridged a gap. Now, I was a teenager, he was a 7, 8-year-old boy, but there was a connection because of something we were infatuated inside. Never met each other. Okay, so let's fast forward. Through all of this, I get married, I go to college, I'm gaming. I have been actively gaming outside of other since that time. So let's roll it. I've seen every evolution. I've had every console, I've had every mobile game that's ever come out. Well, that's not good. I start having kids. My wife and I start having kids. I know, 34 years. Long time. The entire time that they were raised inside, what do you think we did as a family? Gaming. I can't tell you the number of hours on every console when they were young, all the way through all the Halo years and hours. Okay, so I had all of that experience. I was passionate about it. Now I'm fast forwarding through a lot of stuff. By the way, I'm not just going to be sitting here speaking all the time. I'm going to do fun. Now, in 2000, so let me fast forward. In 2017, we came up with the idea of sports. But not your typical, we're not talking about Phase or 100 Thieves, right? We're talking about something that would be different. So starting about 2019, we actually started building out our first venue. The sign is still up over by Central High School, North Fort. The sign is still there. This is an environment that is a simulator of an esports event. Why would that be important? Because we would run 6v6 scrims. So we spent 8 months building this venue out. Okay? 6v6 scrims, 5v5, 3 But in that setting, we could have, let's say that you wanted to be a shoutcaster. That was your well, you get to in a live nightly scrim, shoutcast a game on camera for review later and actually develop the skills in a live setting. You want to be a coach, you want to be an event organizer, you want to be an analyst, whatever it is, post-production video. It was all in this live simulator operation. Now, I'm way off camera. Hey guys, sorry. I'm going to try to stay on camera. Say hi to everyone. Okay. Now, here we are ready to go. 2 years of the planning, 8 months of building it out, and 11 days before we physically go to the doors to the public, what happened? COVID. 11 days. Never got to open the doors. Couldn't hang on. Spent large 6 figures amount of money. We had no revenue. So what did I start doing? Here we had all this high tech and all this stuff. I had to do something. What did I start doing? Streaming. Yep. And I absolutely fell in love with it. I love streaming. You too? There you go. I love it. So I started streaming. I did a 168-hour Minecraft stream. That's how serious, that's how infatuated I got with it. Now, I slept in a giant beat bag. We had these giant, really expensive, super cool beat bags. I had my feet on camera, right? So I'd sleep for a couple hours, get up and play, sleep for a couple hours, get right. So it's this for a week. You understand? That's a week. 168 hours. I was in love with streaming. Grew very quickly, had income pouring in, but not enough to keep that alive. We had a lease, we had everything else was paid for expenses. Ended up having to sell all of that equipment out of that lease because the building owner, we were fortunate, he was. The building went into foreclosure. So what do I do now? Well, I connected with the guys in the sports stadium Army. Ever been there? Even know it exists? Okay. Now it's the second largest esports venue in the country. The first one I think is now bigger. I mean, down. You want to see another venue? They just finished that out. So I went over there and started working to change management and structure. They were lost in what they were doing. It wasn't operating as it should. So I started working with them. And sorry, guys. Hey, I'm not going to get any comments. They all know I'm super engaged with my audience. I'm like, so I apologize, guys, but we have a live audience, and you're all like, let me go. So I went to spend about 6 months with still heavy COVID restrictions, right? We couldn't open the venues to events, but they wanted me to bring this development to this arena. So then I realized, you know what, we need to do more. So I went on tour. I created the Great Esports Street Tour. I started filming and documenting, people that were making money in gaming and sharing with the public how they were doing it. How many people here would love to have your gaming somewhere? Raise your hand. Just a couple? Are you really bashful about it? I don't mean career like working, I mean anything that you would think of. Right? You want to be a full-time streamer? So you do a lot of content, a lot of other stuff around it, okay? So dream to just create that, right? So when I started doing the street tour, that was what was around. I wanted you, if you wanted to have a career opportunity, to understand what the realities were. Because money in gaming, opportunity in gaming is nothing just getting online playing. It is in fact a what? It's a business, right? So that's a whole other segment of discussion. All right, so let's fast forward. Delta V Esports was not going to physically open. When Q mentioned crack virtual, started working and making connections to the metaverse and all the things that we can take and bring it on. Anyone do anything in the metaverse super young right? Anyone mess like in Central Land or anything like that? No? Anyone know? Who knows what the metaverse is? What is it?
Like online world, you make your own little avatar.
What's it sound like?
It's like Sims, like
it's just gaming.
Yeah.
The world just took what we do already. You want to play World of Warcraft? You want to play Fortnite? Anyone admit they play Fortnite? I like Fortnite a lot. It's not my mainstream game. What is Fortnite? It's a metaverse. Anyone watch the Ariana Grande concert? Fortnite? No one's going to admit that, right? Okay, one. Okay. You know how many people were there? Millions. Anyway, so there's a lot of things that have been part of our foreign leaders that's influencing the world in ways that you don't pay attention to because a lot of people on the stage, You just get it. It just is what you do. Does that make sense? Okay. Now, let's fast forward to where we are. Let's get into it. So we closed that down and went on the tour. We went to 42 countries around the world. Content. And COVID restrictions were still getting out of control. Flights were possible. The risk of testing positive overseas, not being able to do that. So we shut down the tour. It's a cute one. Okay. We decided not to do the tour. Now, I want to get serious. I want to share very personal, very transparent. This is who I am all the time. So if you want to know me, you can ask people that are. Beginning of last year, my wife and I have 6 kids. Our oldest son. Now I'm gonna try to really put this together. Just bear with me. Early last year, we realized that a 6'2", incredibly handsome young man all over the world responded, talking about how kind, an amazing young man. But we started realizing that he had some challenges, some mental challenges. It caught us completely off guard. So for almost all of last year, we were struggling until ultimately on December 7th. Now, 4 things we would talk about. These are things that would come to me. Say, Dad, I don't feel like I belong. We all have that at times. Right? I don't feel like I have anyone to connect with. Someone that understands what is it. Dad, what do I want to do? I want to fix it. I want to be able to say, hey, I understand. But what couldn't I say? I understand. I don't. Challenge. Third thing was, he said, I don't feel like I have the skills that I can provide for a family, for myself, long term, that are valuable. He's a tennis pro, coached tennis. He's done it around the country. But he didn't feel like he had it. The final thing was, he said, the world's an incredibly unfair. Those 4 things we discussed all of them. Then it dawned on me after we lost him. Sorry, kid, I'm going to work. Gaming offers resources for those 4. Why would that be important to me in that experience? Because we realized that it's over. That's what he was in 3 hospitals. It took months to get a counselor. Sometimes it takes 6 months. The mental health care system, with all the wonderful doing great work time. So I realized that we could use something, a platform that answers those 4 things. Tell me if I'm wrong in this. Gaming creates a place for true things. Look at all of us. Look at the diverseness of us. You got some really old dude here, a younger old dude, right? You've got people of all different backgrounds. And do we care what your background is when you we care? No. Because gaming in its DNA, its makeup is completely inclusive. I have spoken and met with organizations all over. And I can tell you the thing that thrills me most is showing up at things like this. I don't care. I don't care how tall you are. I don't care what color you are. I don't care how size you are, how much money you make, where you live. I don't care. You know what I care? Do you love my game? And if you do, I'm gonna crush you at it. That's all I care about. It's not talking. Okay. So that's number 2, people to connect with. In my stream, people will tell you that I regularly have people come in and say, I'm having a really tough. I'm on the edge. You know what on the edge means when I say that. Right? My chat will immediately pick up, hey, what's going on? It's okay, man. Hey, listen, you want to talk offline? You can't get that. My son, he had called suicide hotlines, and while they're trying to do all they can, they can't keep up. And it's not very personal. But gamer to gamer, what's your go-to game? What do you like to play? Donkey Kong. Okay. So I hated Donkey Kong when it came out. That was terrible. It's super funny. That all barrels. Okay. But if you and I had never met, we started talking Donkey Kong, is there a connection right away? I don't know you, I've never met you, but if we talk Donkey Kong, we're connected. Now, if we're connected there, what's next? Hey man, I'm having a hard time. You already know we have a connection. Hey, let's talk. So that ability to connect, place to belong, people to connect. The next one was skills to develop. Okay? How many opportunities, roughly, would you say, I think you mentioned it, would you say exist in the world of gaming if you want to make money, you want to monetize? How many are there? Name some for me. Streaming. Being a player, the hardest, by the way. But you can do local tournaments, have a lot of fun. What else? What about event management? Yeah. Event management, event creation and planning, broadcasting, post-production, current production, IT, journaling. If you want to be a journalist, you want to be a content creator around in all kinds of ways. What's that? Game developer? Do you know the average income for a game developer in the industry? You talk about big game developers right out of college. You know what the starting income is? Anyone have that? Lowest starting income game developer. 78 was the national lowest average. You can't find a bachelor's degree, whatever, that pays 78 straight or 78K straight out of college. Very difficult. The average income is 190. But how about other 30 opportunities that are there? There's no lack of opportunity to gain revenue. You all are growing up in a gig economy. I'm doing a big presentation, ready for this? For the effects of gaming in the oil industry. Why? Because three things have happened. Great resignation, quiet quitting, and what I call attention deficit. Because you are growing up surrounded by a digital world that says, well, man, I could flip on Amazon. I could stream. I could do content. I can make money on my schedule, flexible, control my income, and have meaning to what I do. So the fourth thing, we have to place it along, people to connect the skills. The fourth thing is kindness. How kind is the world around us right now? It's super nice, friendly, always great. Do you ever find unkindness in gaming? Not as a dog. Whoever runs into toxic, what's toxic about it? Yeah. Yeah. I have an organization, they have over 5,000 members. I did a piece of content that said, who are online female gamers? What females play online? No one in here? Like play any game online where there's chat, where it's like you play. Just two, three? Okay, more hands, more up. What's your experience as a female gamer? When they know you're female, you're only playing, right? Get in the kitchen, go make me a sandwich. You don't belong here, right? In my world, the game I primarily stream is called toxicity. Okay? So one of the pieces of content I put out, for your example, was early on, we still have. Well, we want to be diverse, had nothing to do. In being married 34 years, what have I learned? That their perspective is different or the same as mine. I've learned a lot. And what I need from my wife can only be brought by her. Now, not to get off on the women, I'll tell you guys right now. So I have 2 daughters and 4 sons. If I ever catch you being toxic to we do have IT. Okay. But here's the point. We need female gamers because their perspective is needed. Not because you're female, because you see things differently. Do we need, so when I say gaming is inclusive, do you think I really need it? If you are Asian, Hispanic, African, you make $10 million a year to the people. If you make, do I care? Do I care about that? What do you think? Do I care who you are if we game together? What do I care about? Actually, no, it's funny. Ask my chat. What I care about is how much you love what. That's what I want. That's what's important to me. Now, when I talk about gaming's genetic makeup, look at all of us here right now. Right? When the other event I was here at, we had people that have challenges with Down syndrome. Matter of fact, I think we have a lot of that group coming back over today.
Yep.
Okay? That's amazing to me. Because where else do they have to go to feel welcome? You understand the data is completely out of the ballpark of better social interaction in school environments. Do you start to realize what you have here and what the opportunities are? Now, let me just get back to kind of stuff. The foundation that we're starting is going to be to raise money for all kinds of things. Scholarships, programs, our own buy equipment to spread this message and connect it around the world. I have a presentation coming up, a young man, president of esports in Ghana. He's some amazing things. Saw my content, got to help the presentation. So here's what it comes down to. I have been a gamer, and you can look at me, I'm just some little dude up there. It's like, I will absolutely dismantle you. I have like a one. You want to play Warzone? And that's because that's not the crowd. We don't. This is my crowd. This is my Warzone. Anyone play Jigglypuff? No. Harry. Okay. Here's the point that I want to make. It doesn't matter. If I don't play Smash. I mean, I've played Smash. If I don't play Smash, do I love still to watch people play Smash? What's your least favorite? What's your go-to game? What's your go-to game? What is it? GTA? Okay. What do you think of the league? See the league? Yeah. It's terrible. You know GTA 6 had an entire league. Okay. Who else? What's your go-to game? Dark Souls? Okay, how long have you been playing it? Okay. Go-to game. Mortal Kombat? Who's your character? I will dismantle you with Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero. I'm gonna wear my. Okay, go-to game. No game? You're just here for the fun of it. Okay. Okay, go-to game. Resident Evil. Okay.
Lost Ark.
Lost Ark? Are you talking about like Ark, the Lost, whatever, like trying to play again?
That came out recently.
Okay. Okay.
Like, basically play as the wizard, a bard, an assassin,
Okay.
slinger.
Got it. All right. Go-to.
Breath of the Wild.
Okay. Haven't played that, but I know I have a lot of friends that. Donkey Kong still? Okay. Awesome. You don't really play?
It's in my class.
He's in your class. Awesome. Go-to game. Mario. Oh my goodness. Go-to. Mario Kart. this class too. Is it requiring you to be here as credit?
Yeah, there's extra credit.
So you gotta sit, not only get to listen to some old dude talk about gaming. Go to Fortnite. See, I love people that admit it. I only rock basketball. Go to game. No, you're just a student. Okay. GTA. No, you're just here with him. Nice. Good guy. It's the dad that you come out. It doesn't treat you right. Things off. Second, a little fighting action. I like it. Fortnite. All right, who did I miss? Super Mario. Love it. Pac-Man. Hated Pac-Man. You know why I hate Pac-Man? Number one, the girls control all the buttons. You could never get to it. Number two, even when you did, you're like, oh, it's just all memorization of passes, right? Something to shoot at. Okay, go-to game. Dead Space? Okay. Dead Space is it a zombie game? It's like the end of the world apocalypse stuff, right? Okay, go to Forza. Okay, oh man, I like driving. I actually talked with in England. They build a full city racing system. I think their top end model is ready for this much by far. It's $30,000 for the full experience. It's great. All right, did I miss anyone? Okay, now let's get into some fun Q&A. What does gaming mean? What is gaming? You don't game full time. You're either a student or you work it. What's gaming to you? So it's a place to connect. Okay. Anyone know anyone who's been married through gaming? Online, net online? I know 6 couples personally, 4 of whom were married from World of Warcraft. Okay. What else? Why do you game?
Show more love.
Why do you game? Why do you do content?
Content?
Why do you game? Let's just start.
Promote the give other gaming wise. I like finishing the game. I like just like a
So you like getting into a good RPG,
and
or
I
you
try
want to
to
just do the whole
finish
board,
it in a
finish
certain
it,
amount of time, you know.
like a little Red Dead.
Then I go back and think.
Yep. Yeah, at a different level.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yes. Let's see. Connection. Right? Can I pick on you for a second? Your content. Here. By the way, I'm a hugger. So if you ever come near me, I'm going to hug you. But I'm hungry. I want to make a call. Good. Could we be any more different as people? Do I look like her? Does she look like me? Are we close to the same age? What else can we possibly have in common? Tasha. What did Tasha and I have in common? Today, right now. Gaming, content creation. Would I ever, in most typical places, have a chance probably? Natasha and I are sitting down at a restaurant. Would I really have any reason to kind of get caught? Okay, please, full disclosure, I talked to her. When we were somewhere with that wife, it's like, go to the checkout, I go to Walmart or something. But from this point on, what did Natasha and I have in common? Content. And we don't care. Now, maybe she's thinking to herself, why? But now, if I were to see we have something we can talk about. 100%. You get what I'm saying? That connection that you're all talking about is real. Human interaction is the most powerful thing. What's happening in our society as well, outside of gaming? What does the digital world do? Does it make us more connected or less connected? In the gaming, yes. But what happens to all the keyboard warriors? Just learn and watch. We feel connected at scale around the world. If you grew up in an environment like Snapchat, Instagram, I can't say Facebook. It's not Facebook.
Surprise.
Surprising. Okay. Here's the thing that I want you to understand. It's incredibly powerful. Connections you make are not only transparent to every border, every boundary, every traffic, every separate us in general. And it's borderless. I talk with people literally in my screen. Can I do that without gaming? Not at this scale. How many people in the world? How many? Billion? Okay. How many people are around home? Not call it 8 billion. So how many think it's more or less than a billion people game? I'm talking game, right? Actively game. More? How much more? Okay? Is she right or wrong? At least half of the world's population games. 4 billion people? It's half the world's population. Do you think you're in an exclusive club? No. As technology expands, it's going to expand. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, yes. What's your name? What is it? George. George? Okay, George here. You ever met before? Nervous about being up here? Good? Don't like being awkward? Why is it awkward? Scary. You do a lot of this, George, right? You do a lot of this. Right? All of us. And his guys go figure out, so what's on my mustache? That's my sister. That's what's going through our head. What does George not have to deal with online? Any of that. It opens up the door of connection. Right? I call him up here probably one of the most awkward things for you to do, right? You like to public speak? No. Do you talk to friends and people online? Okay. You comfortable with that? Why? But you've got to know them there. You'd rather do that. If we were gaming right here and there were 10,000 people watching. There's not 10 people. Okay. If they're your friends, they don't care. They may do a little bit of this, right? You understand where I'm going with this? So many people, I'm going to say one of the things, kind of heavy, right? And then I want you to ask questions. Hopefully you have some. I heard one time someone say, your dad taught that if you treat everyone around you, everyone you meet, everyone right here in this room, until they're having major problems in their life, you'll be right more than half. In 5.9 decades on this, I found that it's half of you or more in here are having major difficulties. People around you are sinking. They're losing. It's balance, all the pressures around. Social media, I've been around it since it's long. Right? I've watched its effects on very closely. It's what I study human. But gaming says what?
care.
Say this correctly. Whatever difficulties you're having, come get a little bit of light. People come into my content and tell me, "Sweet, I wouldn't be here." It wasn't. My son didn't have that connection. We talked about this. It's not about me. It's not about I love you. It's not about what. Oh, I'm only here for another 50. After that, I'm gone. What I care about is that it takes something deep, be connected. And when times are difficult, you got a place to go. You make money at it. You should get up every single day if you can and say to yourself, "Wow, I get to do this." You literally should say that every single day. Because it's an amazing opportunity. It's an amazing ability to connect. Now, last thing on the heavy side, sorry. The thing that I realize that we can do together is the people that are aiming here, ready to go. Maybe we can together them up, set them on the edge, see what's really around them. Right? Unlike most other things. Now, that's all the heavy. Game fun. Is it fun? Who here rage quits? You're a rager? Okay. Who else rage quits? Okay. Why do you rage quit? Why do you rage? Because what? Sorry. Okay. Okay, so you get stuck. Okay. Let me give you one tip that will change the way you don't care about stats. Why do you care about statistics? Now, passing levels are in the competitive esports world, stats are everything. Are they really? People come in, so I'm a 1.25 KD player. That's in the top half. Kind of like I'm a really, really talented average player. But do I care? People ask me all the time. If I care about KD and wins, what happens here and here? If that's my focus. I get mad. Yeah, it's my ego. Passing levels is a little bit different, but even passing a level oftentimes in a game with other people is what? It's flex. Oh yeah, what level do you reach? I finished it. In the arcades, I walk across. What's one of the things you do in the arcade game if you want that stage? What do? The quarter down. You know what I would do? If it was Gallagher asteroids, I'd take a corner, walk up and say, "Yeah, you'll be done. You'll be done in like 30 seconds." I would talk. We trash talk with it. That's fun. Because it was just flex. I made it, I finished. Okay, so here is the one thing I want you to understand. First of all, we're now all connected forever. True or false? If you saw me somewhere sneaking online, do you know more about who I am? Do I know more about who you are? Yeah, good or bad? It's a giant room. What's up, guys? Yeah. You want to change someone, change the world. It's right at your fingertips every day. It's here. Change your own life. What's one of the best rewards you can give? I give a challenge to teammates and to followers and people on my streams all the time. What it is? See, nobody can pick it. It's over there. He's got his pen. What's his name? Victor. He's a good guy, right? Tell me about Victor. GTA. Okay? Play it.
GTA 6.
He doesn't like, well, that, yeah. Okay. Anyone in here meet Victor right now? Tell me what else you know about Victor. He's got a girlfriend. Are you married? She the one? Hear that? Well, you didn't really say it. You kind of did a. Yeah. I knew my wife 6 months before we were married. It's total exciting. I saw her for the first time. I said, see that girl? I was very good. That was my I have it there. What else do we know about Victor? What do you know about people who play GTA? Oh, see, hey, what do we know about people who play GTA? What do you think? What do you think? Don't like just tell me about GTA.
They crazy?
They're crazy. Okay. How so?
I mean, I go to I live out a lot of crazy, so I think crazy things.
Run over people, shoot, whatever.
Like, you
Live
know,
the
people
gangster life.
run over. He does that, I know he does.
Okay. People. We're just saying. GTA roleplay, you know, it's like a whole thing. You've ever done it? Yeah, it's weird. It's people, it's like LARPing, it's like Comic-Con, but in GTA, right? I've seen a lot of ones. What else do you know about Victor? So if you saw Victor somewhere now, okay, what would you, if you saw Victor, would you be less likely to just walk by him if you were, like, if you sat down, if you were studying or sitting right here and you looked over at this Victor, would you say something to him? Hey, aren't you the GTA guy? Right? Is it okay if she says something? Just want to make sure. Okay, here's my point. Victor, of anything else that I love that game. We're connected. Nothing else. Nothing else there. Do you see where I keep going with this? You have a tool to change life. Be connected. Forever. You need it. As much as I grew up as a single, so I was born in Los Angeles. Like when the movie came out, Straight Out Compton was 10 minutes from there. I know what it is. I was raised by a single mom. And I understand difficulties and challenges. Okay? Gaming is a connection for a lot of people. I keep getting all that. Questions? Any questions so we're not going to stay on track? I shouldn't say any questions. Ask me a question. Yes.
So what? You guys weren't ever able to open that engine, right?
Great question. Matter of fact, I was talking to Q about that. We're going to take our entire model and we're going to bring it worldwide. And we're going to help places like college campuses, rec centers, businesses, meeting programs, development programs, so that you can actually skills. So that's coming forward. Another part of that is skill development. We want to connect on social get everything is street talk. We're going to have people that want to be of that. So we're going to take what we did at Delta V and help other people build what we're building around the world. They're really our facility.
It was 11 days. Already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was. We were ready. Could have 2 months. testing the processes. We're ready to go. So good question. Other questions? Yes, Sasha.
Where can I find your book?
What's that? Street Talk will get everything. Street Talk. So TikTok, and we had to rebuild. So we were doing, like on TikTok, I think I have 70,000 followers. That's because I had to rebuild that. I was out all last year. TikTok, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram. I'm not a Facebook. Very easy to connect with. And I'm very responsive. Okay, let me ask you a question. Be honest. You saw me stand up and talk about it. Can't hurt me. So, say it. But what's the reward?
I kind of thought you teach, but I thought that was going to be a priority. I guess hard to guard.
Okay. When you looked at me, I shared some pretty intimate details of my life, but I would share everything. Almost everything. Why would I say? Why would I share that? That's on the platform. What's your name? Tasha. Come here. So we have Natasha, Tasha. Okay. Tasha's one of my OGs. Said you were born. That's what I remember. But me, I'm a husband. Okay. Well, I know something you think about. Did I think? Remember me? Last time?
Yeah, they have another class.
Okay. All right. Thanks for being here. Okay. Could I walk up at any point? Could I walk up? Oh, there you yes. Could I walk up at any point and now have a conversation with Tasha? Does that change my life for the better? Okay. We'll wrap this up. We're going to have some fun. You let me know the street talk. She's fine. All right. Just to wrap this up, so you know how much I say that modeling is just something you say. I would sit down. Us. We all need it. It's beneficial. But don't underestimate your power. Please, don't underestimate. As much as parents tell you stop getting a good job, stop wasting just the office. Cool. Okay, thanks guys. Great having you here. Even if you play on.